Hi, Virgo family. So, man, April, right? Oof, this was tough. This retrograde was tough. And it's really funny because going into the retrograde, I'm like, oh no, things are going to be fine. It's retrograde in Aries. Yeah, Mercury retrograde in Aries. Everything's cool. Really? Yeah, I know. I was totally kidding myself. I think I was like trying to psych myself up for it so everything would be fine, everything would be good. But damn, there's a lot of stuff that came back that from the past that needed to be dealt with. And I became very, very sick. Like literally from the day Mercury went retrograde, and like the last day I actually remember feeling myself and feeling really, really like 100% was on St. Patrick's Day on the 18th of March. Like it's literally almost been a month that I've been sick and kind of laid out. And I have one of my best friends is a Virgo, and she's a double Virgo and a Gemini rising. So she's Virgo sun, Virgo moon, and Gemini rising. And man, she's been going through it too. So I know how everybody's feeling. I know that this was not the best time. I know that it feels like it's never ending and it's never going to go away and things are so slow right now, right? It's going to get better, Virgo. I promise it's going to get better. So we talked about really retreating for the first half of April. The way I'm going to do this reading, we're going to look into the second half of April, and then I'm going to do a second spread for the first half of May and kind of get an idea about how that's going to look. The reason why I'm doing that is because I do have some things coming up at the end of April, and I just want to kind of get ahead of the curve because I've been so far behind, you know, and I have a lot of personal readings I want to catch up on. So I'm kind of like going back and forth doing generals and personal readings. So if you do have a personal reading you're waiting on from me, they are coming, I promise. I am trying to email everybody and let them know that I have not forgotten about them. Generally, my personal readings, you know, I schedule them only 2 weeks out, which is not a long time to wait for a reading these days because some readings you wait like 3 months for. So I appreciate everybody's patience. If it is longer than 2 weeks before you get your reading, because sometimes I'm having to set my boundaries, and I'm having to schedule people 3 weeks out. So it's like no shade to anybody. It's not, I'm not trying to screw anybody over or anything. And this is what Virgos have been going through, needing to really explain themselves. It's exhausting. Like, why do we have to explain ourselves? Because we're not perfect, but we want everybody to think we are. So the second half of April. Planet stuff. Chiron is moving into Aries. Mercury goes direct. Saturn goes retrograde in Capricorn. One of your fellow... Ooh, there were 2 cards that came out. I thought there was just one. You're a fellow Earth sign. Saturn going retrograde. I made a short video kind of about the karma that Saturn can bring up when you're in retrograde. I try to be a really good person in my life, but I'm not perfect, and I've done really stupid shit. And I will admit that. I can admit my faults. I can admit when I've hurt other people. And I feel like Saturn is going in retrograde for the next 4 months. Virgo will really, like, their self-serving parts of them will really come out because we want to be able to fix everything. I want Virgo to remember to serve yourself as well. The second half of April, we have the 10 of Pentacles and we have the Knight of Cups. So that water sign that is like persists on wanting to really bring you stability and make you happy. The thing is he keeps coming, she keeps coming up as a knight. And Virgo, you know, like I've talked with my girlfriend about this, and we are very practical about love. We've become very picky. And it's because the way that we love is so deep and so real and so very like, I just want to take care of you, that we kind of want to be able to take care of a king and not a knight, or a queen. King, you know, or not a knight. So I do feel like this person is extremely sincere, but it's like not enough. And I kind of feel like this water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, who wants to offer you the world, really, wants to offer you stability in your life. I feel like they're working on themselves as well. So if you're with a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or there's somebody who's interested in you that is a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, you might want to watch their video too after I get all of them done. So the end of April, offerings of love that we're not really sure about. They're very sincere. I feel like this person means very well. Could be a Pisces. We have the Hanged Man here. But I think the second half of April, Virgo is still going to be very stuck because we are looking at things in a perspective of what is it that's truly going to serve me in my life? What hasn't served me in my past? And what I want to really tell you is this person who does come in and is very sincere, even though you don't feel like they're like offering you as much as you feel like you deserve at the moment. They are working on themselves, and I want you to give them the benefit of the doubt and don't be harsh about it, or don't discount their genuine offer or offers, you know? So, because even if it, you know, I mean, I just feel that it's a very genuine offer, and you're like sitting here going, I don't know, doesn't seem like very much to me. And that's fine, and it's okay to be picky. Like, I'm not, you know, whatever. I am very picky when it comes to being in a relationship with people. And rightfully so. You have to be. Like, I don't just trust anybody. You know, not after the life I've had, for sure. 10 of Wands. Lots of work. Really kind of digging your heels in. Maybe don't overwork yourself. 4 of Wands. Well, I know why you want to work, because you want to have this stable, happy home. That's what you strive for. That's what you want. And I do kind of feel like Virgo is also kind of like this end of a cycle period of, you know, what is stability to me? What does that mean for me? You know, how do I get that stability? And there is that healing process that's happening still. Could have an Aquarius in your life also. But I do see that, Virgo, we really we're working very, very hard to find out how to be stable, because we've been knocked off kilter so much in the last several months, really working on ourselves. And it's hard to admit to a Virgo, you know, or to a Virgo to admit to themselves that they need work, that there has to be work done on us, right? And that could be one of the you know, you could be the Knight of Cups, wanting to offer stability to somebody and not really feeling like you have everything there to give. If you have water in your chart, prominently in your chart, I can see that. So the end of April, still working very, very hard. Could possibly be working hard to build a happy home, you know, and almost heal what's in your home. I feel like we are coming out of retreat. You know, we kind of like pulled back at the beginning of April. Almost really needed to go through a transformation, spiritual or otherwise. Go through the steps of what do I want? What do I need? How does it make me feel? Yeah. Building our lives, for sure. 9 of Pentacles. And as we're coming out of that, I feel like we are coming out of that. the healing process is not done, even though Chiron is moving into Aries. Now that the very watery Neptunian wounded healer process, 12th house, now we're moving into Aries, where this hard work, healing your home and yourself and working on lots of pentacles. I feel like Virgo is really focused on their pentacles. It's almost not really a battle, but it will be a fight. Like, okay, I've worked on myself. I'm ready to go. Let's do this. Let's start over again. But be humble about it. Be humble about your process. The Page of Pentacles, often this is like a very beginning to me, like that very first step into a stable beginning. But I'm feeling, as I'm like even holding the card, I feel like I just need to say to everybody, let's get really humble and honest. Bring ourselves down to that childlike level and know that everything that we're doing and everything that we're moving towards and all of the wounds that we've healed, that it's working, that we've done the work inside. We are evolving. We are making ourselves wiser, more hermit-like, and less Eight of Swords, if you will. Not being up in our ego, being a lot more grounded, really focusing on what our future looks like. And I feel like that's what the second half of April is going to do for us, is really let us focus on what it is that we have been building and what it is that we want to build up. It's like starting all over again, starting fresh. And if you do have somebody there who wants to help, be it friend, husband, lover, co-workers, if somebody is offering you help or assistance or any kind of affection, I feel like you should be very humble within that and say, you know, thank you. I am working really, really hard and I truly do appreciate your help. Because Virgos do not take help very well. We will not open up about what we need very often because we're the servants of the zodiac. Like, we will serve you, but when it comes to serving, having others, you know, be there for us, we're like, no, we're strong. We can do it. You know, we've had that talk before. We've talked about this. To, like, really open yourself up to people. I feel like the second half of April, I need to tell you to really don't dig into work so much that you forget all that is healed, right? And open yourself up to being humble to the offerings that are given to you, right? Whoop. That one like flew right out of there. That was the looming card from the very end, you know, where I was like, I just want to go right into the second half of April now. The Tower. And we have the Ten of Swords. And we have the Hierophant. Don't you just love going to the bottom of the deck? And the Wheel of Fortune. There's that air sign. Could be Aquarius. And my heart just sunk. And the reason why my heart just sunk is because I know what this is. Saturn's going retrograde. Karma is coming. And that's why I feel like you need to stay humble. And do what you do best. Because Saturn is going to do its best to pop off, I guess. Crumble you down. And it's not going to feel really good. And if this is happening to you right now, I want you to know that this is one of those moments in your life where you can believe that the wheel is turning. We have 3 tens here. The 10 of Wands, the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune, which is another 10. So there's 4 tens. So really knowing that there are good things coming, but staying humble within it, acting like the page, you know. I keep hearing, like, I keep wanting to say humble beginnings. Go back to your humble beginnings, which I've actually had to remind myself about a lot lately. I don't know if that means anything to anybody. The Wheel of Fortune, and then we have the Hierophant. So if there's a Taurus in your life, I feel like maybe this catastrophe that's right here, that may feel like it's the end of the world, really was actually something, a lesson, a karmic lesson, that maybe needed to happen before Saturn went retrograde, so you could fix it, so you could work it, or if it had to do with an air sign. And now it's time to rebuild, because I love getting the 8 of Pentacles after a Tower moment. I love it in a reading. The 8 of Pentacles is the Sun in Virgo. That's what this card represents. And whatever was unstable that fell, whether it was something spiritual, emotional, physical, a relationship, person, place, thing, you know, whatever it was that fell, that needed to fall in the end of April, at the end of April, that may have had to do with an air sign or a Taurus or a Pisces, anybody really. It doesn't even really have to be it could be anybody. Anything. It could be do with your home. Maybe you had to move. But now you get to rebuild, and you get to build it in a very stable, methodical, analytical way, in the way we like to do it. Just make sure you're staying humble within this process, knowing that it is a process and things do have to come to an end and a close. And that's what the cycle of life is. It's all about evolution. I've always said the Tower is evolution. The Tower is evolution. And it's Jupiter in Scorpio, and Jupiter is retrograde in Scorpio. So really even having to deal with, you know, the inner workings of your life as well. So let's look and see what's going on in May. Let's do a whole new shuffle. I really hate to, I want April to be over with so bad. Like, let's just be totally honest about that. And I have a feeling a lot of you will agree with me. Like, April was tough. This retrograde season was really, really tough for me. And it shed a lot of light on things that I needed to personally deal with. So that when Mercury does go direct and the Sun, we have the new moon in Aries and the Sun goes into Taurus, and then Uranus is in Taurus in the beginning of May. And Saturn is retrograde. I can work on my karma, I can work on putting good karma out there and dealing with all the old karma that I wasn't so good, I try to be the best person I can, but let's talk about it. Wheel of Fortune, guys. Beginning of May. So we ended with the Tower, showing you that the Wheel of Fortune was coming. And the universe is still promising this to you. And I want you to know that the Wheel of Fortune, excellent. For May, beginning of May, great. What is the Wheel of Fortune? What do we get to do? What are we being promised? 6 of Cups. So, connection, family, things from your past that will be karmically set right. This doesn't even have to be a soulmate relationship, like romantic relationship. It could be a soulmate friendship. It could be that you are surrounding yourself with people who bring the best out of you. Look for the gifts that the universe is going to bring to you. You have to remember that the wheel, it turns when it's supposed to. It is divine timing. It's not something that you can force, but also if you're not looking and you're not doing the work, then how are you going to see it? So we have the World, and then we have the Nine of Pentacles. So really completing, this is like easy for me to read to you right now. Really, 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 here, let's do this. Really completing a past cycle, a karmic past cycle that you get the chance to complete and then start a brand new beginning in May. And it's being offered to you like on a silver platter. And it's like the universe is saying, you know, fortune, good fortune, stability, being grounded within yourself and being grounded within your life. And really, really knowing that everything is going to work out fine. Two of Pentacles. Because when you keep the high vibration of the Wheel of Fortune and the World, and, you know, I mean, this is like, I mean, how much money are you making, Virgo, that you have to juggle it? Nice. I like that. But, you know, don't make yourself so busy that you have to juggle friends and family and money and all that stuff. Like, make sure that you are super, super grounding yourself. And, again, being good. There's that air sign again, that King of Swords. Damn. A lot of times when I see the King of Swords also, it has to do with legal stuff. So, you may have some stuff from the past with legal stuff that you have to deal with. But if there's an air sign in your life that you're still kind of unsure about, that still makes you feel like you are building your life alone, I want to tell you that I feel like this person might be overshadowing your gifts. Might be overshadowing your gifts. And, I mean, we are, like, super focused on money. Three of Pentacles. And I feel like there's going to be such a big shift with forward movement for Virgos that any kind of opportunities that you have that come up for building, I feel like that's going to be a big deal for you in May. There's a lot of rebuilding that's going to happen in May. A lot of rebuilding. Whoa. There's that Tower energy again. What are you holding on to? I mean, do we really want to go through this for another couple of months? I don't. What are you holding on to? What are you holding on to? Air sign? It's really time to let that go because the universe is offering you a fresh start. If it's an air sign that you need to let go, or somebody who just represents the King of Swords, who is kind of, doesn't have a lot of emotion involved in him. I almost, you know what, I almost with these two cards feel like you guys are saying, damn it, Betsy, I'm trying to rebuild. And this Tower just keeps coming. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Well, how about not try so hard? Do what you're supposed to be doing and then let the universe guide you through the rest of it. That is why the Tower keeps coming. Four of Pentacles. Whatever you are still holding on to in May, when Uranus goes into Taurus, and then Saturn is in Capricorn, Chiron is in Aries, Jupiter retrograde in Scorpio. This is no longer allowed. Four of Pentacles, holding on to things that are not serving you. How do we let go? What are you holding on to? Emotions, a person. How do we let go of that Four of Pentacles? How do we make this Tower moment? I feel like just make that Tower moment happen. Because I know that the Tower moment happened in April. And it ramped up again, or you're letting it happen again. It's like, you know, I almost want to say, okay, you know, there's so much goodness going on here. What? Are you going to let this pass you by? I don't want to let it pass me by. I mean, I've been trying to close doors right and left. What am I missing? Right? So what is the Tower moment? Let's find out what the Tower moment is. First half of May. Your fresh start. See? So the Tower moment doesn't always have to be so bad. I mean, the universe is nudging you so much right now, saying, new beginnings, really fantastic new beginnings. And it's time. Yes, it's finally time. It's finally time to have faith in yourself. Take a leap of faith. Believe that you can let go of whatever that Four of Pentacles is. And it could be that your financial stability, you're afraid of the financial stability, and so you keep holding on to it. But I want to tell you, Nine of Cups, clarifying the Four of Pentacles, if you let go, if you let up a little bit, look, I mean, you get the Nine of Cups. Again, let's be humble when you get the Nine of Cups. Because I feel like this Tower moment is actually going to make you humble, or it already has made you humble. And this is like, you know, it's almost like we have an earthquake in April, and then we keep getting aftershocks through May, the beginning of May. And you got to rebuild, and you got to get freshened up with the Fool. So really saying, don't try so hard. Going from the Three, I'm building. What are you building on? I don't know, but I'm holding on to it really tightly. And the Tower is saying, no, don't hold on to that Four of Pentacles. Because we got brand new beginnings. We have the Nine of Cups. We have, you know, Queen of Cups. There's that water sign again. The water sign that wants to give you the Nine of Cups. But, I mean, it's not a knight this time. It's actually offering something bigger and better. And what are you going to do about it? Five of Cups it? Hermit. Ten of Wands. Nine of Wands. And then the Page, again, of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So I really feel like this Tower is going to put you, you're not going to see the Nine of Cups if you do not allow yourself a fresh start after this Tower, after these aftershocks are done, and you don't allow yourself a fresh start, and you don't allow yourself to push forward. I do feel like that Tower will put you in hermit mode, and you will overthink this. And I also feel like you're going to work very, very hard to be guarded. It's like you're walking into a fight, when what you could be doing is reaping all of the rewards. So you could skip this. You could let the Tower come down. You could start fresh, start all over again. You could really allow the emotions to flow and humble yourself in gratitude for what the universe is offering you, instead of thinking about what you've lost. with the Tower, right? Page of Pentacles and the Magician. So, Virgo, I love you guys. I know it's been a really rough road the last couple of months, 6 months or so. And it gets better and then it goes back. But I want to say May actually feels really, really good. I just don't want you to fight just because things aren't perfect. Things don't look perfect. Like, humble yourself to that imperfection. Really. Be imperfect. Because that's when you can be your bravest, is when you're imperfect. That's when you can admit to being imperfect, when you're brave like that. So, and I know how brave Virgos are. They do. All right, guys. I love you, and I will see you for the second half of May. Bye.